Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a big one, emotional intelligence. This is one of the most powerful skills you can develop, and it impacts every part of your life, from your relationships to your career. You might be wondering, what exactly is emotional intelligence, and how can you build it? Let's break it down with simple, practical steps that you can start applying today, plus a few insights from psychology to show just how impactful this can be. So, let's get started. Part 1. What is emotional intelligence? Let's start with the basics. What exactly is emotional intelligence? Simply put, emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to understand, use, and manage your emotions in positive ways. It's about being aware of your emotions, controlling them, and even using them to navigate relationships effectively. Psychologist Daniel Goleman, one of the leading figures on emotional intelligence, breaks EQ down into 5 main areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Research has shown that a high EQ is actually a stronger predictor of success than IQ. That's how powerful it is. Part 2. Self-awareness. Alright, so let's talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness means understanding your own emotions, why you feel a certain way, and how your emotions impact others. It's the foundation of emotional intelligence. One practical way to build self-awareness is through mindfulness meditation. Studies have shown that mindfulness can increase self-awareness by helping us observe our thoughts without judgment. Try taking just 5 minutes each day to sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Example: let's say you're frustrated because your friend canceled plans last minute. Instead of reacting immediately, take a moment to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Maybe it's not just about the canceled plans. It could be that you've been feeling disconnected lately, and this incident brought it to the surface. This small shift in understanding can completely change how you respond. Part 3. Self-regulation. Next up is self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotions, especially during stressful situations. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means pausing to choose a response rather than just reacting. Dr. Goleman describes self-regulation as a freeing experience, because it lets us act from intention rather than impulse. A great technique for practicing self-regulation is the 90-second rule by Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor. She explains that when we experience an emotional reaction, the physiological response actually lasts only about 90 seconds. After that, it's up to us if we keep dwelling on it or let it go. Example: imagine you've just received some negative feedback at work, and you're starting to feel defensive. Pause, take a few deep breaths, and remind yourself of the 90-second rule. Let the initial reaction settle, and then think about the feedback constructively. Maybe it's an opportunity to grow, or maybe it's just one person's perspective. Either way, regulating that initial reaction can help you respond thoughtfully. Part 4. Motivation. Alright, moving on to motivation. Motivation and emotional intelligence isn't just about goal setting. It's about understanding the deeper why behind our goals. This can be especially helpful when you're working on long-term projects or personal growth. One way to build this type of motivation is by setting intrinsic goals, goals that are meaningful to you personally, rather than for external rewards. Psychologist Edward Deci found that people who are intrinsically motivated, that is, driven by personal fulfillment, are more successful and resilient in the long run. Example: let's say you're trying to build a new habit, like going to the gym regularly. Instead of focusing on an external goal like looking a certain way, try focusing on the intrinsic benefits, like feeling stronger, improving your energy, or reducing stress. When you're motivated by internal rewards, you're more likely to stick with it because it feels personally meaningful. Part 5. Empathy. Empathy is one of the most powerful components of emotional intelligence. Empathy isn't just about feeling what others feel, it's about understanding and respecting their perspective. Dr. Brené Brown, who's done extensive research on empathy, describes it as Feeling with people. Practicing empathy starts with truly listening. Not just waiting to respond, but really tuning into what the other person is saying. Example. Imagine a friend comes to you feeling upset because they had a tough day at work. Instead of immediately giving advice, try simply acknowledging their feelings. That sounds really frustrating. I'm sorry you had such a tough day. By showing that you understand, you're making them feel seen and heard, which strengthens the relationship and helps you connect on a deeper level. Part 6. Social skills. Finally, let's talk about social skills, which include everything from communication to conflict resolution. People with strong social skills are great at building rapport and maintaining relationships. One simple way to improve your social skills is by practicing active listening. Research shows that when we actively listen, nodding, making eye contact, asking follow-up questions, we're perceived as more likable and trustworthy. Example. In a team meeting, try practicing active listening with your coworkers. Instead of planning your next comment, focus on what they're saying and respond with thoughtful questions. It might feel small, but this approach can have a big impact on how people perceive you and your ability to work well with others. Part 7. Why developing emotional intelligence matters. Developing emotional intelligence isn't just about self-improvement. It has real-life benefits. Studies have shown that people with high EQs tend to have better mental health, stronger relationships, and even better job performance. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Organizational Behavior found that employees with high emotional intelligence were better at managing stress and had higher job satisfaction. And another study in the American Journal of Psychiatry found a direct link between emotional intelligence and mental well-being, showing that people with higher EQs experience lower rates of anxiety and depression. So, by working on your emotional intelligence, you're not just improving yourself. You're setting yourself up for greater resilience and happiness in all areas of life. Quick recap and closing. Alright, let's do a quick recap of the steps to build emotional intelligence. Self-awareness. Start with mindfulness and introspection. Self-regulation. Use the 90-second rule to manage emotional responses. Motivation. Set intrinsic, meaningful goals. Empathy. Practice listening to understand, not to respond. Social skills. Use active listening to build stronger relationships. Building emotional intelligence is a journey, but the more you practice, the more natural it will become. So, try adding just one of these steps to your daily routine and see how it feels. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about personal growth and mental health tips, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Leave a comment below on which area of emotional intelligence you'd like to work on. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep growing, stay grounded, and take care of yourself. Thank you for watching.